morning everyone, hope you are fine. This video from Alahram Modern School, and today we have math session. Today we will learn how to tell and write the time. Let's start. What can you see here? Yes, it's clock, right. I have two kinds of the clock. Digital clock, it's using to show the time by numbers. And analog clock, it shows the time by the hours. As you see here, it's analog clock. Analog clock has numbers from 1 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And has 2 hours. Gonna be called hands. We have here short hands. It's called hours. So we have short hand, it's called hours hand, and long hand, it's called minutes hand, and our two hands gonna round and round inside the clock. Let's know how to know what time is it. I have 2 steps here, and please follow these steps to know what time is it. Number 1, start with the short hand. Where is the short hand here? Yes, this one. And the short hand point to what? Yes, point to number 3. It's 3. It means 3. Number 2. Look at the long hand. Where is the long hand? Here. Super. It's point to 12. It means 3 sharp. And when you see the long hand point to 12, it means 0, 0. Okay, when I say 0, 0, it means a clock. Oh, a clock. So let's see the steps again. We get together. Number 1, start with the short hand. Can you see the short hand here? This one? No, this one? Yes. The short hand point to 3. Super. And the long hand point to 12. When I see the long hand point to 12, it means a clock. And now what time is it? 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Easy? And now we will learn how to write the time. Very easy. We have also 2 steps. Number 1, start with the short hand. Where is the short hand here? Yes, excellent. This one. It's point to 3. I will write number 3 here. Number 2. Look at the long hand. Where is the long hand? Super. It points to 12. When the long hand points to 12, it means what? Yes, 0, 0. So what time is it here? 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Easy. Let's see another clock. And now let's know what time is it. Number 1. Can you see the short end? Yes, excellent. This one. It's point to 1. Super. And the long hand point to 12. It means 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Easy. And how I will write it? 1, 0, 0. Number 2. The short hand point to number 2. Excellent. And the long hand point to 12. It means 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. How I will write it? 2, 0, 0. Number 3. Step number 1, I will see the short hand. It point to 3. Step number 2. I will look at the long hand. It point to 12. When the long hand point to 12, it means 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I will write it 3, 0, 0. Let's see another page. Step number 1. I will start with the short hand. The short hand point to 8. Super. And step number 2. Look at the long hand. It point to 12. Means 8 o'clock. Then how I will write it? 8, 0, 0. Number 2. Step number 1. Start with the short hand. You point to 11. Step number 2. Look at the long hand. You point to 12. Super. It means 11 o'clock. And I will write it 11, 0, 0. The last one here. Step number 1. Can you tell me step number 1? Yes, excellent. The short hand point to 10 and the long hand point to 12. Means 10 o'clock. And how we will write it? 10, 0, 0. Let's see our booklet now. We have classwork from page 107 to 112. And your homework will be page number 130. Okay, let's start here with the first page. And what can you see? Yes, it's analog clock. And we need to write the time for each clock. Number 1. Can you remember? We have 2 steps. Number 1, start with the short hand. The short hand point to super 2. And step number 2, the long hand point to 12 means 2 o'clock. Number 2, we have 2 steps. Step number 1, start with the short hand. The short hand point to 7, excellent. And the long hand point to 12 means 7:00 or 7 o'clock. Number 3, step number 1, start with the short hand. The short hand point to 10. And the long hand point to 12 means 10 o'clock. Number 4, step number 1, start with the short hand. It's point to 9. And the long hand point to 12 means 9 o'clock. Number 5, we'll start with the short hand. It's point to 1. And the long hand point to 12 means 1 o'clock. Number 6, step number 1, start with the short hand. It's point to 6. And the long hand point to 12 means 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Number 7, the short hand point to 4. And the long hand point to 12 means 4 o'clock. Number 8, the short hand point to super 8. And the long hand point to 12 means 8 o'clock. Number 9, the short hand point to 3. And the long hand point to 12. What time is it here? 3 o'clock. Can you help me here? Okay. Tell me the short hand point to 11. Super. And the long hand point to 12. So, what time is it here? Super excellent. 11 o'clock. Let's see another page. Write the time for each clock. Very easy. Number 1, we have 2 steps. Step number 1, start with the short hand. It's point to 12. And the long hand also point to 12. Means 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Number 2, the short hand point to 8. And the long hand point to 12 means 8 o'clock. Number 3, what time is it here? The short hand point to 10 and the long hand point to 12. 10 o'clock. Okay, the short hand point to 5 and the long hand point to 12. What time is it? Sorry, 5 o'clock. Number 5, the short hand point to 9 and the long hand point to 12. What time is it here? 9 o'clock. The last one, the short hand point to 2 and the long hand point to 12. What time is it? 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Let's see your homework now. each clock. You have 2 steps. Step number 1, start with the short hand. Step number 2, look at the long hand. Let's see, let's start with the first one here. The short hand, point to 2, super. And the long hand, point to 12. 12 p.m., 2 o'clock. Okay, what time is it here? The short hand point to 7, and long hand point to 12. Yes, it's 7 o'clock. Here, the short hand point to 10, and long hand point to 12. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Here, the short hand point to 9, and long hand point to 12. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Super. Number 5. The short hand point to 1 and long hand point to 12. What time is it here? 1 o'clock. Super. Number 6. The short hand point to 6 and the long hand point to 12. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Super. Number 6 here. The short hand point to 4 and long hand point to 12. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Let's see number 7. The short hand point to 8 and long hand point to 12. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Super. Let's see another one here. The short hand point to 3 and the long hand point to 12. What time is it here? 3 o'clock. The last one. Can you tell me what time is it here? Yes, super. The short hand point to 11 and long hand point to 12. 12 p. 11 o'clock. Please finish your homework. And thank you for your time. Bye-bye.